Hey, welcome to Cow Free Kicks. This is the Adidas PureBoost 5. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories that I think are really important when you're making that decision into buying your next pair of kicks. Then at the end of the video, I will give these Adidas PureBoost 5s an overall rating out of 5 stars that you can compare to all the other sneakers that I've reviewed throughout the year to date. If you like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, and if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel. So let's start this review off as we always do by checking out these Adidas PureBoost 5s on feet. Currently available in 2 different colorways via the Adidas app and website. You've got this colorway here, which we'll talk about in more detail in a second, and the triple black colorway, an absolute classic. They're probably going to look just as good as these do in hand and on feet, and I wouldn't be surprised to see many more colorways to come. Now, these have been released at the same time as the Ultra Boost 5s, so these are going to be like the little brother. Normally the Pure Boosts are the slightly cheaper and toned down version of the Ultra Boost, and you can see from just looking at the Ultra Boost immediately that the amount of boost you get with the Pure Boost is less than you would get with the Ultra Boost. But I do think this shoe has a lot to offer. Now let's start with the looks. You do have pretty much a full mesh upper on the upper of the sneaker. Now it's not a prime knit upper like you get with the Ultra Boost, but the mesh is still nice and soft. Very soft in this black that you get with the tongue, and it moves towards the toe box. Then you've got some black TPU that seals in the below section, which is more of a cross-hatched, slightly harsher to the touch fabric, but again, it does feel nice. And both of these fabrics are very well perforated, which we'll talk more about in the breathability section. Then you've got this middle section of the shoe, which some people call the cage. Now it's got the 3-stripe branding and it's very prominent. These 3 stripes are very large and I do quite like that. But my favorite thing about this colorway is the fact that you get the iridescent blues and purples that you can see as it catches the light. It just looks a little bit different, the color that you get. I do think that's a really nice touch for these. As you move towards the rear of the sneaker, you've got a bit of Pure Boost branding on the heel, just here, just around this hardened plastic heel cup. A little bit more branding on the back of the sneaker, just at the top. Then as you move towards the inside of the shoe, it's just a complete mirror image of the outside. You do get some light boost branding on this light Boost Ultra Boost midsole unit that runs from toe to heel. And then as you move towards the outsole of the sneaker, you've got this rubberized outsole with the gaps in that you normally get with a pair of Boosts, and you can see the Boost midsole just through there. Overall, I think they're a really nice looking shoe. I do think that they do look a little bit better than the Ultra Boost, because I think they'll translate better as an everyday lifestyle shoe than the Ultra Boost will, because Ultra Boosts have such a high stack height that they do look more like ultra runners than these Pure Boost 5s do. But overall, I do think they're a nice looking shoe. I just think they do point a little bit too much towards the toe. I'm going to talk more about how that impacts their comfort now once we've checked out this light boost midsole on my back doorstep. So not only do I think they look good, I think they're incredibly comfortable as well. Now, this version here, the Pure Boost 5s, doesn't come with the torsion plate system that you get with the Ultra Boost 5s. Now, obviously that adds more price to the Ultra Boost 5s, but also they've got a higher stack height as well, so they've got more boost. But I think this version here has a better transition as a lifestyle sneaker than the other pair that look more like a pair of ultra runners. I just think you could probably get away with these every day as a lifestyle shoe more looks wise than you could with a pair of Ultra Boost 5s. And comfort, I don't think you lose any comfort from not having the plate system, because this amount of Ultra Boost light cushioning is just perfect. Underneath the heel and the midfoot, it feels great. Really, really bouncy, responsive. You can see from the step test, I was putting a lot of pressure on this. There was a really nice amount of flex and responsive bounce back all the way from toe to heel. I just think underfoot, it's really hard to beat a pair of Ultra Boosts. On top of the feet, you've got really nice cushioning around the heel unit, and you've got a really nice cushioned tongue. Now the tongue on these is actually sewn in, so they are a bit of a pain to get on, but I do think it probably adds to the comfort, the fact that this tongue doesn't move around a lot at all, and it is elasticated, so you can make the foothold a little bit larger than you might normally, but I did find them a little bit of a struggle to get on. The only issue I've got with these is their fit. Now, I'm an absolute true fit UK size 10 in Nike sizing. I actually got these in a 10.5 because every time I buy a pair of Boosts, it's always too small for me lengthwise. So I went half a size up as standard, and I always do when I'm getting a pair of Ultra Boosts. So these are actually a UK 10.5, and they do fit perfect lengthwise, but I've got slightly wider than average feet, and I found that the toe box was quite restrictive when it came to the edge of my toes. I do think they run quite narrow. It says on their website that it's a medium width, but I think they're a narrow width. So to be honest, I'd probably need to go up a full size to make sure that my feet width isn't compromised by the sneaker, which for me possibly is going to impact it lengthwise. And also another thing I found is they're very narrow. They're a very narrow shoe. They're very pointed, and they're very shallow on the toe box. So my big toe could feel the top of the shoe quite prominently when I was walking. Now that's nothing to do with the length, because the length was fine. It's the fact that they're just a very shallow and narrow toe box. And you can see there, like, they naturally sit quite narrow. So I just think that possibly comfort-wise, they could be improved if there was a bit more room in the toe box. Now, I want to talk more about their weight, where I want to put them on the scales and see how much they weigh. Tipping the scales at 287 grams, that's an excellent weight. I consider any shoe under 350 grams and below to be a lightweight sneaker, but anything below 300 grams is an incredibly pair of lightweight shoes. And obviously you've got the light boost here as the Ultra Boost that they're using for this midsole. That's gonna impact the weight and reduce it, but the materials used on the upper are incredibly lightweight as well. Just overall, a really, really great weight, because I think the lighter the shoe, the more comfortable, especially if you're wearing it for longer periods of time. Now I wanna talk more about their breathability. When I want to pump this upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. Great result in the breathability test. There's really nice perforations in this soft black material for the toe box, and then the rest of the shoe with this crosshatch material that runs throughout the middle of the foot as well offers really nice breathability because it's all very well perforated. Yeah, you've got the larger Adidas branding on these, and you've got this kind of cage in the middle with the iridescent color in that is going to impact breathability, but the amount of smoke that escaped and how quickly it did from the toe box alone means you're going to get nice air access and also air movement around the shoe. So overall, really, really nice pair of breathable shoes. And now I want to talk more about their price. Now these come in at £110. The Ultra Boost 5s come in at £160. There's a £50 price difference. And really what you're getting with the 5s is you're getting the prime knit upper, which I think this is just as soft and just as nice. It's again 20% recycled like this shoe, but with the stack height, you get more of this light boost on the Ultra Boost 5s than you do with these Pure Boosts, and you're getting the TPU torsion plate system. But I think they're more of an ultra runner shoe. I just think these translate better as a lifestyle shoe, and I think that £50 difference is incredibly fair. So really got no issues with the price for these. And that's gonna lead me onto their score. Now, I'm gonna give these a very strong 4 stars. The issue for me about these is not the way they look, because I think they look great, and I do think they offer a nice amount of comfort, good price, good breathability. But the issue I have with the comfort and also the look is how shallow this toe box is. I just couldn't get over how prominent my big toe was when I was wearing these, and how much pressure there was on my big toe and also on the side of my toes when I'd already gone half a size up. And like I said, it wasn't the length. The length is perfect. It's just the fact that it was so shallow and so narrow. If I was to go a full size up, I think they'd be too long and they would look too long on my feet. So I just think they need to get that they need to resolve that issue. They need to get a bit better at their sizing for these Ultra Boosts, because I just don't think that it worked quite well, or boosts like this Pure Boost, for example. So overall 4 stars, it would have been a 5 if that comfort was just there, and if I don't think I'd have long-term issues with my toes probably poking out of this material after wearing them for a month or 2. Now, if you like what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram, drop any comments below, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.